So I thought I'd take this opportunity to sit down with you, have another little chat. Welcome back to the channel. We just got back from New Mexico. It was a great trip. A lot of cool things going on out there, but you know, a little bit of what I wanted to discuss with you today actually came from a comment, actually an Instagram story that my buddy Jerry actually tagged me in, and it was so right. And that's what I really want to get into today, talk about today, break down and dissect today. And we're talking about this idea of what promotion really is, as far as like people who lie in promotion and people who, hold on one second, people who stretch the truth with promotion, people who tend to, my thing seems to be having an issue here. Stretch the truth with promotion, over embellish, and you're just kind of like, what's going on here? This doesn't make a lot of sense. Like, why is somebody needing to do that? Where's that actually coming from? And does that actually hurt your brand? I mean, I've heard people say, don't build a brand. And it's like, what? Coming from people who've built a brand, it's like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, it's the most hypocritical statement I could ever see anybody say. So you definitely need to build a brand. So whoever's saying that, I mean, just illogical. Number two, we're going to talk about the over embellishment of building a brand and like lying on social media. Like, I know guys out there that are like, they look like big shots, they're cranking, and it's just like, dude, you've never run a business in your life. Dude, you've never had more than a single person on your team, but you're telling people that you know how to scale companies to $100 million. So there's just a lot of that going on. Lies in marketing, lies in promotion. That's what we're going to talk about today. So we'll get into it right now. All right, good. So let's dive into this, all right? First of all, let's just look at what embellishment actually means. Embellish definition. So what this actually means is to make something more attractive by the addition of decorative details or feature. Make a statement or story more interesting or entertaining by adding extra details, especially ones that are not true. So you can fall into this trap where you're just going to start to embellish, or you want to get, like, you just feel like what you have to say or what you have to show isn't quite good enough. And to be honest with you, that's the mega trap of marketing. That's the mega trap of promotion. The idea that, oh my God, I need to create this persona, this lie, and embellish and take something to the next level. What you've just done right there is put yourself in a position where you are now a liar, unfortunately. And now you have to keep that up. Now you have to keep doing this over time, and it's not a sustainable action. And most people today can kind of see right through that, hopefully, if you're aware enough and you can see it and you can watch and you understand what's going on there. But you're killing yourself in the long run, right? So what is promotion? Like, what's actually this deal, right? So what we've coined it as, you know, it's not about embellishing something to make something more attractive. It's not about lying. It's not about altering truth or altering a little bit, or just coming up with something just because you have the power and influence just to come up with it. No. And that goes back to what I said at the beginning of the video. Guys out there with huge brands that are saying you don't need to build a brand first. It's just, it doesn't make sense because that's what they did. And now it's like, hey, don't do this, but I'm going to do it. Don't do that, I'm going to do it. See, this is a lot of like lying. It's a lot of, how can you trust someone that says this but does this? How can you trust someone that advises you to do something and then does something else? This is what happens in marketing today. This is a problem, okay? And look, a lot of guys talk about the whole Lamborghini thing and renting, all that stuff. Look, we know all that already. But what I'm really talking about is the second that you deviation, you know, straight line, and then deviate over in this direction, now you have to keep up this facade. Now you have to keep up this lie, and then the lie keeps growing, and then you keep building up on the lie, and the next thing you know, you're like, oh my God, I can't sleep at night. Because what you've done is you've created a farce, you've created a falsity, you've created a false image. And now that you have to proceed and keep this going, you know, it's just not a sustainable thing, which is why when I talk about marketing and I talk about distribution and I talk about, you know, what you need to create from scratch, you just have to stick with it, man. You just have to stick with what's in front of you. You don't need to create this big persona. You don't have to create this antagonism or all this stuff. All you simply have to do is not go down that path of embellishment and not go down that path of, you know, whatever, something where people think that this thing's going to grow, this thing's going to expand, and then it's going to create from there, right? So what we're really talking about here is the ability for you to see what's right there, not go down that path of what other people are doing, not, you know, copying what other people are doing, which is what I've talked about so many times, but more importantly, just don't lie, okay? Because now you've got a situation. And that situation is that the guys that are actually smart, the guys that are actually out there and winning, the guys that are actually doing an ethical job, that are doing a good job, look at you and say, this guy's a criminal. So what you've done is you've set up yourself to be an actual criminal that you now have to sustain this lie for long durations of time. And while that might seem, you know, it's tempting. It's tempting to try to do it. It's tempting because it's so easy to do. It's tempting because you can create these personas and these images over time. And all of this just sticks with you. It sticks with you for the long term. It sticks with you with your brand. It doesn't change. It doesn't go away, right? So why is that important? It's important because if that's what you want to be known for, you're the one that's going to know that, obviously, unless people start to really figure it out that this guy's not a legitimate thing. But more specifically, what we're talking about here is this over-embellishment of altering truth, altering data, altering reality, altering all these different things just so that you can get ahead in the marketplace. And even if you're in a position of power and you alter that, well, you've just basically nailed yourself to the ground with that. You just killed yourself right there. That's just an insane, idiotic, unsustainable move that's going to cause you a lot of heartache. It's going to wreck your brand over time. It's going to destroy your brand over time. Don't go down that path of lying in marketing. There's no reason to do it. There's no reason to, okay? You don't need to add facts. You don't need to add data that's untrue. You don't need to make anything up. You just need to look off a solid observation of what makes sense, what works for you, what works and actually solves problems for other people, because at the end of the day, this is what we're talking about here. We're looking at, why would I want to lie? Like, just ask yourself that question. Why would I want to lie? Why would I want to alter somebody's distorted reality? Because typically, there's an ulterior motive behind that. And the guys that do this, they know they're doing it. It's not like, oh, I wish, maybe it's, no. They consciously know what they're doing. There is no excuses. There are no, oh, this, that had a hard life. No, they know what they're doing. And if you're gullible enough, you'll fall right into it. And this is what gives marketers, this is what gives advertisers, this is what gives social media influencers a really bad name, is this distortion of facts, this distortions of truth. So how do you combat that? You, as an individual, raise your personal ethics and your integrity level just to not go down that path. Put in some serious discipline on that front and just say, what is it that I have directly in front of me that we do every day, that I know works every day, that can actually make a difference for other people? And you don't have to go down that road. You just don't. It's a conscious decision. You say, you know what, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to participate in that group. I don't want to be a part of this world. I don't want to be a part of this organization. I don't want to be a part of this. You have to have the cojones to actually do that. You have to have the brass tacks to just say, I'm putting up a stand and I'm going to walk this way. And that's difficult. I mean, I've done it plenty of times in my life where I've just told people, hey, I'm done. I'm not going down this road. It's just not something that aligns with me. This is not a point of, you know, you're bad, I'm good. It's just, this does not align. Now, maybe internally I could see something where I've tried to handle it and you realize, wow, this is just not a good spot to be in. But the lying, the embellishment, the overdoing, the craziness, all that stuff, you're basically saying, you know what I want? I want to cheat. And I want to get a quick result as opposed to a long-term result that's a lot more sustainable. It's a lot more friendly. It's a lot more income-oriented. Income and lying, they have a problem with each other, right? You can't ethically create income with a lie. You can't ethically and long-term create income and flourish your company if you're doing stuff that's dumb, stupid, altering, and all this stuff. You can't do it. So you have to stick to what is actually there, right? It's about a sustainable, long-term communication that is truthful, that can last for long durations of time, all right? So I hope this video helps you out. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, comment on the video, share the video with your friends, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching the video today. Listen, I got a couple things I want to share with you. If you want help with promotion and marketing training on how to build a brand, transform your brand, you can go to sysloventures.com/secrets revealed. It's a 200 course program online that gives you everything from starting with nothing all the way up to taking you to advertising. And whatever questions you might have, it's very simple, very short, very effective, get you going. Number two, if you need any help with anything digital, video production, web design, graphic design, maybe you need printers, maybe you need flyers, maybe you need graphics, social media posting, Facebook ads, Google ads, YouTube ads, LinkedIn posting, Twitter posting, video production, consulting, training, any of those items, we can help you with that. You can just go to sysloventures.com, sign up there, go to the branding page, check out the webinar that I have, take a look at all that. And then lastly, if you're a high-end corporate client, one that's spending north of $60,000 a month in advertising spend, you can go to syslospice.com and we have special corporate enterprise pricing for you just over there and everything digital, all right? So if you need anything, all the links are below. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.